Welcome back, folks. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how to answer the fill in the blank question type. This is perhaps the most common question type, and you're definitely going to see it on your exam. So let's look at how to answer this question type. Now, you may remember that this is what a fill in the blank question looks like. You basically have sentences or different ideas, and you have to fill in the correct answer. In this case, the question tells you how many words you need to write. No more than 2 words in this case. The fill in the blank questions are always in order, and they are rather easy to answer. You can identify these questions by simply reading up here. It asks you to complete the sentences below, and by looking at these blanks that you're supposed to fill in. So that's how you know this is a fill in the blank question. Now, let me give you some explanation, some more overview, some more information regarding this question type. So, as you already know, it goes in order, and therefore it's easy to do. So, when you get these questions, you should aim to do them first because they are easy. So, do these questions first. Now, the answer to each question is going to be found in only 1 to 2 sentences from the reading passage. Every single question that you see on fill in the blanks is formed from only 1 to 2 sentences in the reading passage. So all the questions are formed from only 1 to 2 sentences, so you don't have to read multiple sentences and you don't have to read entire paragraphs. You only have to locate the correct sentence, and you're going to find your answer in there somewhere within those 1 to 2 sentences. Now, the right answer is going to be connected to the words that come right before the blank line and the words that come right after the blank line. So the surrounding words, the words that are surrounding the blank lines, are going to give you the clue in regards to what is the correct answer and what answer fits in the given blank. Next, you have to be able to scan for keywords, and this is really a general thing that you need to be able to do across all the different question types. You have to know how to scan for keywords, and so answering the fill in the blank questions is no exception. You have to do the same here as well. So you have to scan for the keywords, and not just the keywords, but also synonym language for those keywords, because most of the times you will not find the exact keyword in the reading passage. Very rarely are you going to find this, and even in the easy questions, this is rare. So don't expect to find the exact keywords in the reading passage. Rather, you should expect to find synonyms for the keywords in the reading passage. Now, in this question type, in the fill in the blank question, there are going to be 2 main types of directions. So in the first question type, you might be asked to complete the sentences by using words from the box. So in other words, you may get a box in which you will have answer choices. This is like a multiple choice in a way. You will have A, B, C, D, different options, and you simply have to match the correct answer choice for the given blank. So what you'll have to do is you have to pick an answer choice from this box, and you have to choose the correct answer choice for the given blank that you're trying to answer. Now, it might happen that sometimes there are more options than the questions themselves, or sometimes there are less. Most of the times, you will see that there is an extra choice or 2 that are not going to be used. These answer choices are just there. The extra answer choices are just there to confuse you. So keep in mind that not all the answer choices may be used, that if you only have 3 questions, but there are 4 answer choices, then that means that one of the answer choices will not be used. The other type of direction that you might get is the type 2. And in this type, you will be asked to complete the sentences below by writing your answer. So it will tell you that you have to write, in this case, for example, no more than 1 word. So you have to write an answer here, which is going to be a 1-word answer. So pay attention to this part right here, because it's going to tell you exactly how many words you can write. If you write more than one word in this case, you're going to get it wrong because you did not follow directions. So make sure that you pay attention to how many words your answer has to be. It might be a one-word answer, sometimes it can be a two-word answer, or even a three-word answer. So it's going to be anywhere between 1 to 3 words, or sometimes a number is also acceptable. So if a number is acceptable, then it's going to tell you that it's okay to write a number as an answer. So once you have the answer, all you have to do is simply write that word, write that one word, or depending on how many words it is, write that answer into this blank line and make sure that this answer fits with the surrounding words, with the words that come before the answer and the words that come after the answer. Now, I want to show you the basic strategy for answering this question type. So there are 5 main steps. Let's begin with step number 1. Step number 1 is to underline or circle the keywords that are in the question. So in all the questions, you're going to find keywords, words that are going to help you to identify the correct sentence in the passage where you're going to find your answer. So you need to underline these keywords. Usually, keywords are words that contain names, names of people, names of places, or places like locations, city, country, and so on. It can even be numbers or perhaps some other term that is not so common. So these are the keywords, and I'm going to show you examples of how to identify keywords very soon as well. Now here, the second step is to identify the easy questions. You have to find out which questions are easy and do them first. Always do the easy questions first. And if it helps you, you can mark these easy questions with a check mark. So for example, maybe number 1 is easy, so you put a check next to it. Number 2 is not so easy, so you're going to leave that. And number 3 is also easy, so you might put another check there. So now you know that you have to answer number 1 and number 3 first. So once you solve those easy ones, then it'll be much easier for you to go back and locate the difficult ones. So always do the easy questions first in any given question set. Next, number 3 is to scan the passage to find the keywords and also to find the synonyms. So remember, you underlined these keywords in step number 1? Well, in step number 3, you're going to be looking for those keywords. And remember, we're not just looking for all the keywords. First, we are looking for the keywords to the easy questions. Okay, so first we're going to be scanning our reading passage to find the keywords and the synonyms for the easy questions. And then once we have found those keywords in the reading passage, then we're going to underline those keywords or circle those keywords. Basically, you should mark those keywords in some way so that you know where you found that keyword in the reading passage. Next, you have to find the words that connect to the words before and after the blank line. So what I mean is that when you have a fill in the blank question, there's going to be a blank line where you have to fill in your answer. But you have to make sure that the answer that you are going to fill in fits. It has to fit in the sentence. It has to fit with the words around it, with the words that come before it and the words that come after it. So when you are making sure that the answer fits, then you will pay attention to things like grammar, things like plurality, and you'll make sure that you are choosing the correct answer. Because the surrounding words are going to tell you if this answer is correct or not. If the answer fits, then it is likely to be a correct answer. And if it doesn't fit, then you know that you have to go back and look for a different answer. So that's why the surrounding words are very important. And you have to find these surrounding words in the reading passage after you have located the keywords. Finally, step number 5 is that once you have located the answer to the certain questions that you are looking for, then you have to write the question number next to the matching sentence in the passage. So for example, if you find that the answer to question number 1 is in the second sentence, then next to that second sentence, you simply have to write number 1. Just write number 1 so that you know that you found the answer to question number 1 next to that sentence. This is going to be useful in order to identify where you can find the answers to the remaining questions. Because remember, the fill-in-the-blank questions are in order. The answers are going to be found in order. So you're going to find the answer to question number 1 before the answer to number 2, and you're going to find the answer to number 2 before you find the answer to number 3. The answers appear in that same exact order in the reading passage. So that's why it's useful for us to know where we found the answer to question number 1 and where we found the answer to question number 3. Because once we have located the answer to question number 1 and number 3, well, then it becomes a lot more easier to find the answer to number 2. Because now we know that because the fill-in-the-blank questions are always in order, we're going to find the answer to number 2 in between the answers to number 1 and number 3. So that's why it's useful to put the question number next to the matching sentence in the passage so that you know exactly where you found the answer to each question. You're going to see me do real practice exam questions in the next video, so all of this is going to be a lot more clear for you. But right now, I just wanted to give you an overview for this basic strategy. Now let me go ahead and show you some examples of how to go about doing this. So let's say that in the fill-in-the-blank question set, you get these 3 questions. Now, here's how we're going to start off. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to begin with the questions. Remember, you should never read the reading passage first. Always go straight to the questions, and then, once you know what you're going to be looking for, then you can go back to the reading passage. But always start with the questions first. So here we're going to be starting with our questions. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to how many words our answers can be. So now we know that in these fill in the blanks, we are looking for answers that are no more than 3 words. It's okay if it's less than 3 words, but it cannot be more than 3 words. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to underline the keywords in each one of these questions. So here I've used a highlighter. I've highlighted them just so that you can see them better. But on your exam, you cannot use a highlighter. So you'll probably have to underline these keywords or circle them, whatever works best for you. So here I have highlighted the keywords, and these are the keywords that we're going to be looking for in the reading passage. Now, what we have to do is we have to think about, out of these 3 questions, which ones do you think are going to be the easiest ones to answer? Take a moment. Take a guess. All right, so I'm going to tell you which ones I think are going to be the easiest ones. I think that number 1 is going to be rather easy because Greece is an easy keyword. And guess what? Greece is a word that has no synonym. You cannot really have synonyms for countries. It's difficult to have a synonym for that. It's very rare that this happens. So words like Greece and Jamaica, these are names of places, and therefore they're going to be quite easy to locate. So for that reason, the words Greece and Jamaica are the easiest keywords. For this reason, question number 11 and question number 12 are going to be the easiest ones to solve. So we're going to answer these 2 questions first, and then we'll move on to question number 13 next. Now, I want you to pay attention to this word. Now, you might think that tourism is also a keyword. How come we didn't underline or highlight tourism? Well, the reason that I haven't underlined tourism in this case is because I don't think it's a very useful keyword. It's not a very useful keyword because it's a repetitive keyword. See, the word tourism appears throughout the reading passage. The whole reading passage is about tourism. So if the whole passage is about tourism, then the word tourism is going to appear in multiple questions. For example, the word tourism appears here, it also appears down here, and it also appears here. So that doesn't really help us because the word tourism is appearing in each and every question. It's a repetitive keyword. It appears throughout the reading passage. So for that reason, it's not very useful. So I'm not going to be looking for that keyword. I want to look for keywords that are rare, that are not very common, that are going to be easy to locate. Words like Greece, Jamaica, international tourism, measurement, problems. These are keywords that are much easier to locate in comparison to a repetitive keyword like tourism. Now, I want you to also pay attention to these words in the red color here, words that are boxed in with a red color. These words are what we call the surrounding words, the words that come before the blank line or sometimes even after the blank line. So these surrounding words are important because they tell us if our answer correctly fits in this sentence. See, these are connecting words. These are words to which your answer should connect. If your answer does not connect with these words, grammatically speaking, if they don't connect, then your answer is probably not the correct answer. Okay? If your answer does not fit with these connecting words, then your answer is not the correct answer. So if your answer does not fit with these words, then you know that you have to go back and look for a different answer. So that's why these connecting words are important, and that's why we pay attention to them. Now, I want to show you the reading passage and I want to show you how to answer these questions. So remember, we're going to start off with question number 11. The reason is because this is one of the easiest questions in our question set. The word Greece is going to be rather simple for us to locate. So here is our reading passage. Now let's see if we can locate the word Greece. Okay, I'm scanning. I am not reading each and every word. That is going to be a waste of my time. I'm only looking for the word Greece. Where is the word Greece? Okay, here. The word Greece appears right here. So I have now located my keyword. The next thing that I have to do is I have to scan for the surrounding words, the connecting words. Let's see if we can find the connecting words, something related to tourism being the most important, being significant. Can we find something like that? Well, I'm not going to look throughout the entire paragraph. I don't need to do that. I have located my keyword, so I'm only going to find the connecting words over here in the same sentence. The sentence begins right here, for example. So I'm only going to read that one sentence. I'm not going to be reading everything else. So it turns out that right here is the word major. Major. Major is a synonym language for most important. Do you remember that I told you that you are not going to be finding exact keywords all the time? You have to be looking for synonyms. So words that are synonyms for important. What could that be? Words like significant, crucial, paramount, major. So those are words that are synonyms for important. So I'm going to be looking for synonym language that means the same thing. Now, I know that since I have located my synonym language and I have also located my keyword, I am pretty damn sure that I'm going to be finding my answer somewhere in this sentence. So let's read this sentence. For example, tourism is the major source of income. All right, now that is the answer. The major source of what? The most important what? The most important source of income. Remember, we could only write 3 words for our answer and no more than 3 words. Source of income is 3 words. So that is going to be our answer. So, just to summarize what we have learned so far, you have to start with the easiest questions first and look for the keywords. Once you have located the keywords, then look for the keywords and the synonym language for the surrounding words. Once you have located the keywords and the surrounding words, then you have located what we call the matching sentence. This is the matching sentence. The matching sentence is where you're going to find your answer. It's the most important sentence because that is where your answer is hidden. So in this case, we have found our answer, which is the source of income. So now we're simply going to fill in our answer on the answer sheet. And once we have filled in our answer, the last thing that I want you to do is to number it. Put a number next to it so that you remember where you found your answer to question number 11. This is going to make it easier for you to find the answers to the remaining questions. Because remember, these questions, these fill-in-the-blank questions, they always go in order, and you're going to find the answers to these questions in order. So it's useful to know exactly where you found the answer to each question. Now let's go ahead and answer our second question. So the second question was, the travel and tourism industry in Jamaica is the major what? And the word Jamaica was our keyword in this case. So here is our paragraph. Now, of course, in the test itself, you're going to be receiving long reading passages. Here, just to show you examples of how to do this, I have chosen certain paragraphs in which we have our answers, okay? So this is a very abbreviated version, just to give you an example of how it's done. And then we're going to be answering the fill-in-the-blank questions from the entire reading passages in the next few videos. So here, I'm just showing you examples of how it's done. And in the next few videos, I'm going to be giving you a full breakdown of how to do this when you have the entire reading passages. So let's take a look here. Here is our paragraph, and we are looking for our keyword Jamaica. And again, I am going to be scanning. I am not reading each and every word. I'm only scanning for the word Jamaica, and I have found it. The word Jamaica is right here. So now I have located my keyword, and the next thing is to locate the connecting words, the surrounding words, because this word is going to tell us what correct answer can fit in this case. So I'm going to be looking for synonyms for major. What other words or phrases means major? So let's go ahead and look for our keyword here, for our surrounding word here, a synonym for the word major. Alright, now here you'll notice that it says tourism industry is the #1 ranked employer. #1 ranked employer. So the phrase #1 ranked is synonym language for major. So now that we have located our keyword and also our connecting word, now we know our matching sentence. This is our matching sentence. Remember, the matching sentence is the sentence in which you're going to find your answer. So this part is our matching sentence, and we are going to find our answer somewhere in here. Well, turns out our answer is employer. #1 what? Major what? The major employer, the #1 ranked employer. So that's our answer. We're going to fill in our answer right there in our answer sheet, and then we're going to put a number next to the place where we found our answer to question number 12. This way, we know exactly where we found our answer to question number 12. Let's go ahead and take a look at our final question. So we were going to do question number 13 at the end anyway, because question number 11 and 12 were the easiest ones, and 13 it's not too difficult actually. The word international tourism is not very difficult to locate. But in comparison to number 11 and 12, it was a little bit trickier, so that's why we saved this one for last. So in this question, we have 3 keywords: problems, international tourism, and measurement. So here is a paragraph from our reading passage, and now we're going to be looking for these keywords. We're not exactly looking for any one specific keyword. What I'm doing here is I'm keeping in my mind all 3 of these keywords. See, I don't care which one I find first. As long as I find any of them, that is going to be useful information for me. So I'm not just looking for one keyword, I'm looking for all 3 keywords. Whichever I find first, I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to start looking for our keywords, and right away, I have found our first keyword, which is problems. Okay, I found our keyword problems. I'm going to read a little bit more just to see if I can find these other keywords as well. So I'm going to keep going on, and okay, there's another keyword, measurement. Since I have found 2 keywords in the same sentence, there is a very high probability that my answer is going to be somewhere around here. I'm going to keep going on a little bit more to see if I can find our other keyword. And yeah, there is actually right here. Worldwide tourism. That is a synonym for international tourism. Worldwide is a synonym for international. So awesome. And now that we have located our keywords, the next thing to do would be to look for the surrounding words. In this case, the surrounding words are measurement of something. Okay, so I see that the word measure appears here and the word measure appears here. I'm not really able to find the surrounding words exactly as they appear or synonyms of these, but what I have been able to find is a synonym for the word problem. So difficulties is a synonym for the word problem. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be finding my answer somewhere around here, and it seems that this sentence is going to be my matching sentence. This is where I'm going to find my answer, because it's saying that in many cases, similar difficulties arise when attempts are made to measure what? Well, here is the answer: to measure domestic tourism. So that's what this question was asking. So it can happen sometimes that the keywords that you're looking for appear before the answer. They can appear in a sentence before the answer. So for that reason, if you don't find your answer in the sentence where the keywords are, then it's likely that you may have to read one more sentence. Then just go ahead and read that extra sentence. And in this case, as you can see, it might be the matching sentence. So in this case, we found our answer not in the sentence where there were keywords, but in the sentence after the sentence containing the keywords. So now we can see that everything fits. Our answer is domestic tourism, and the answer domestic tourism fits perfectly with the surrounding word, measurement of. It fits perfectly, just like a jigsaw puzzle. The grammar, the syntax, the structure, all of it fits together. So we know now that this is the correct answer. Once you have located the correct answer, just go ahead and put a number next to it so that you know where you found the answer to this question. Awesome. So that is all for this one. Now that you know how to go about answering the fill-in-the-blank questions, in the next few videos, I want to show you different practice questions in which I want to solve more fill-in-the-blank questions for you, but this time with the entire reading passage. And in an actual exam scenario, I want to show you how these practice questions would appear for you in the exam. So I'm going to be doing them with the entire reading passages. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video.